Justin Bieber once shared stories that seemed like lighthearted celebrity moments, hanging with friends, wild nights with Quincy and Diddy, luxury gifts, and all-night parties. But as the glamour wore thin, a different story emerged. In his words, mornings began with pills and blunts. That so-called fun was a mask for deeper issues. He wasn't alone. He wasn't just partying. He was witnessing something he couldn't fully understand at 13. As he puts it, he saw the lifestyle. And now, years later, he realizes what he truly witnessed. Those party stories, once recounted with nervous laughter, now reveal a darker narrative. There were things he couldn't tell, things he couldn't sell. He was too young to grasp what was really happening, too naive to understand the shadows behind the flashing lights. But with age comes clarity, and Justin is done keeping secrets. Diddy was once a figure who demanded admiration, but now the veil has dropped. What Justin once thought were industry perks now read as deeply disturbing patterns. Diddy didn't just mentor Justin, he surrounded him, isolated him, pulled him into rooms under the guise of coaching and collaboration, only to leave him questioning his purpose there. These weren't ordinary meetings. Justin remembers sitting with Diddy confused, waiting for some kind of instruction, only to feel observed like an object rather than treated like an artist. Eventually, Diddy's constant invitations made it clear. He wasn't trying to build Justin up, he was trying to keep him close. Justin's team started noticing too. His assistant noted Diddy wanted to hang out again. No clear agenda, just lingering presence. The pattern became undeniable. Diddy wasn't nurturing talent, he was grooming influence. Behind the smiles and Instagram posts, Justin was struggling, trying to hold on to his faith, his marriage, and most importantly, his sanity. Outwardly, he was the golden boy, but privately, he carried the weight of experiences too heavy for someone so young. His erratic behavior and emotional breakdowns in the public eye now have context. He wasn't just spiraling, he was surviving, and he wasn't the only one. Justin says it was never just about Diddy. There was a network, a web of silence and complicity. Celebrities, producers, executives, all turning a blind eye or actively participating. Some were victims, others enablers, but most remained silent. Until now, Justin is naming names. People you wouldn't expect. People celebrated on red carpets and magazine covers. People who stood next to Diddy at award shows and raised glasses at his infamous white parties. All smiling for the cameras, all hiding the same secret. During Diddy's recent trial, over 100 names were reportedly shared with jurors, not as suspects, but as potential witnesses or figures with connections to the case. Celebrities like Michael B. Jordan, Kanye West, the Kardashians, and even Mike Myers. None are charged, but their presence on that list speaks volumes. The web is wide, tangled, and darker than anyone imagined. Cassie, Diddy's former partner, returned to court documents along with other women like Dawn Richard. Their allegations were harrowing. Diddy's legal team denies everything, but too many stories are surfacing for this to be ignored. Justin's connection to Diddy has been under a microscope. Old clips have resurfaced. Footage of teenage Justin joking with Diddy, receiving luxury gifts, even being given the keys to a house and a Lamborghini. At the time, it looked like mentorship. Now those moments feel chilling. In one infamous clip, Diddy jokingly declares he has custody of Justin for 48 hours, calling it a 15-year-old's dream. But behind the laughter was a disturbing truth. Justin wasn't in control. He wasn't just hanging out. He was being watched, followed, perhaps even tested. Through his team, Justin released a statement. He wasn't physically abused by Diddy, but he witnessed more than anyone should at his age. He made it clear he believes the victims, and more importantly, he doesn't dispute a single claim. He knows they're telling the truth. His behavior over the years now makes more sense. The isolation, the sudden disappearances from music, the emotional posts, all signs of someone carrying deep trauma. And remember, Justin was only 13 when he entered the industry, signed under Usher, but quickly pulled into Diddy's circle, not as a collaborator, as a commodity. Usher's own history with Diddy is now raising eyebrows. In the mid-90s, it was reportedly L.A. Reid's idea to have a teenage Usher live with Diddy. What was presented as training now seems more like exposure. Usher once recalled the environment during a 2016 interview, saying there were always girls around and wild scenes behind closed doors. Mary J. Blige, another artist tied to Diddy's rise, hasn't spoken publicly, but in March 2024, she posted a cryptic message on Instagram: "I burn bridges as needed." The timing coincided with the lawsuits breaking headlines, prompting speculation. Jay-Z, perhaps the most powerful figure named in connection, was also listed in a lawsuit. An anonymous plaintiff accused both Diddy Diddy and an unnamed celebrity of abuse at a VMA after-party in 2000 when she was just 13. Later court filings named that second man as Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z. His legal team fiercely denied it, calling for a criminal case instead. The civil suit was suddenly dismissed with prejudice, permanently closing the door. The sudden dismissal fueled rumors. Was there a settlement, pressure, or was the weight of going against a billionaire mogul simply too much? Jay-Z remains untouched in the public eye, his empire secure, but the whispers persist. Meanwhile, Diddy's empire is crumbling. His network of friends and collaborators is thinning out. Damon Dash distanced himself publicly, denying involvement in Diddy's parties after a resurfaced photo showed him at a gathering with Jennifer Lopez and Aaliyah. Aaliyah's photo in bed at one of Diddy's events, just a year before her death, has resurfaced, igniting more questions. Diddy attended her funeral, but now fans wonder what role he played in the scenes she was pulled into. The deeper we go, the more names emerge. Aaron Hall and Harvey Pierre were recently named in lawsuits involving violent incidents and underage victims. One woman says Pierre and Diddy lured her from Michigan to New Jersey at 17, where she was given alcohol and substances before being assaulted. Her memories are hazy, but the trauma is vivid. Another explosive figure is Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer on Diddy's 2023 album. Unlike others, he's not hiding. He claims he lived in Diddy's home for a year and saw the machinery up close. According to him, Diddy didn't just party, he orchestrated. Jones says people were handpicked for manipulation, substance use was encouraged, and parties were not casual hangouts. They were carefully crafted traps. He has become a key whistleblower, sharing what many suspected but never confirmed. And the parties, those infamous white parties and birthday bashes, now look like smokescreens. At Diddy's 50th birthday, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye West, and Drake were all present. At the 2014 New Year's Eve bash, even Kelly Rowland joined in. At the time, it looked like elite fun. Now, it looks like complicity. Photos from these events, including ones showing minors like Aaliyah and Justin, paint a grim picture. Mariah Carey appeared at multiple parties over the years. So did The Weeknd and Post Malone. Many remain silent, but silence is now seen as an answer. Justin Bieber is no longer staying silent. He has stepped into the light, offering support to victims, sharing his own discomfort, and calling out the systemic abuse that ran deep in the industry. He may not have been physically harmed, but he saw the darkness, and now he refuses to look away. The music industry is facing a reckoning, and the shields are falling. Justin Bieber's decision to speak out has shattered years of silence, dragging buried truths into daylight. Behind Diddy's empire were victims, witnesses, and enablers. And as each lawsuit unfolds, more names emerge, more illusions collapse. The glitz has faded. The parties are over. What remains is accountability, long overdue. Whether you believe every detail or not, the pattern is undeniable. The question now is not if justice will be served, but who has the courage to stand beside it? Because silence in times like these speaks louder than any song.